Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're looking at an absolutely transformative practice, severing energetic ties so you can finally reclaim your emotional freedom. Whether you're dealing with a lingering memory, a really difficult breakup, or honestly just feeling inexplicably weighed down, this step-by-step tutorial on cord cutting is going to give you the practical and mental tools to take your energy back. So let me ask you a question. Are you still tied to your past? Have you ever felt like there's this invisible string tying you to a past relationship, or maybe a super draining friendship, or hey, perhaps even an old version of yourself? That constant feeling of being pulled back, even after you've consciously moved on, man, it can be incredibly heavy. Well, today we're going to learn exactly how to snip that string. All right, let's dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The invisible energy cord. 2. Spirit and clinical therapy. 3. Preparing your healing ritual. 4. Visualizing and cutting cords. 5. Affirmations for personal growth. And 6. Mental benefits of release.
Section 1. The invisible energy cord.
So, what actually is cord cutting? At its core, it's a symbolic therapeutic technique. It's designed specifically to release emotional or energetic ties that connect you to past relationships, events, or situations. Now, I want to be super clear here. Actually, let me emphasize this. This is not about cursing someone, and it's definitely not about cutting healthy, genuine love out of your life entirely. If a connection was based on genuine love, that bond stays. What we're doing here is simply releasing the unhealthy, draining attachments that just don't serve your highest good anymore. Think of these cords as invisible pathways. As our sources point out, these pathways literally carry emotions, thoughts, and past traumas back and forth. You can't see them, that you can definitely feel them. They can feel heavy, dark, and they just keep you energetically depleted. This is a particularly burdensome experience for highly sensitive people and empaths who naturally tend to absorb the energy around them. Moving on to Section 2, Spirit and Clinical Therapy. It's fascinating because this practice has incredible dual origins. On one side, we have deep spiritual roots, traditions like shamanism, Eastern philosophies, witchcraft, and energy healing. These traditions have known for centuries that we form energetic connections that directly affect our personal energy fields. But then, on the flip side, we see it applied in modern clinical therapy. Practices like cognitive hypnotic psychotherapy use this exact same symbolic process to address limiting beliefs. For example, therapists will use cord-cutting visualizations to help a client sever their attachment to a deeply rooted belief like, say, I am not worthy. It's the exact same powerful concept, just applied through entirely different lenses. Section 3. Preparing your healing ritual. Now, if you're someone who likes a physical ritual, there are a few tangible tools you can grab. You might want to use 2 candles, a black candle, which absorbs negativity, and a white candle to represent purity and new beginnings. You might also want a physical pair of scissors or a piece of string to represent the cord itself. The sources also highlight some specific herbs, rosemary for purification, and lavender, which is honestly invaluable for calming your nerves during what can be a pretty emotional process. And finally, some salt to create a protective barrier around your space. All right, once you've got your tools, here are your prep steps. First, find a quiet, undisturbed space. Second, cleanse the area. Maybe light some sage or just quickly tidy up the room. Third, gather your candles and herbs. But step 4 is where the magic really happens. Set a clear, specific intention. Setting that clear intention is absolutely crucial. It's the most vital element for the ritual's effectiveness. Ask yourself, what unhealthy cord are you ready to release? Be as specific as you possibly can. Section 4. Visualizing and cutting cords. Now, I'm going to guide you through this step-by-step cognitive and spiritual visualization. Step 1. Enter a meditative state. Meditation expert Venus O'Hara suggests visualizing a peaceful hike up to a magnificent mountain summit. Or some clinical therapy sources suggest visualizing walking down a tunnel toward a bright white light, whichever works for you. Step 2. Locate the cord. Just scan your body. Does the cord sit in your chest, maybe your stomach? Just observe it without judgment. Step 3. Visualize a tool. It could be giant scissors, a glowing sword, or just a bright beam of light. With firm intention, cut that cord. Finally, Step 4. Seal the energetic wound. You can visualize a warm, healing light enveloping you, or, as clinical hypnotherapy suggests, simply visualize placing a Band-Aid over the spot, knowing that by the time you open your eyes, the wound is entirely healed. Section 5. Affirmations for personal growth. I want to slow the pacing down for a second so we can really absorb these. I release all that no longer serves me. This is a punchy, incredibly powerful affirmation from guided meditation expert Venus O'Hara. It quite literally commands the energy to shift. Here is the next one. I choose peace over attachment. Let's take an intentional pause right here. Imagine the physical act of snipping the cord right as you hear that word, attachment. This is a profound statement of reclaiming your personal sovereignty. And finally, I trust the process of letting go. This emphasizes a really important reality derived from the sources. Letting go is an ongoing journey. Sometimes a cord snaps quickly, and other times, especially with long or complicated relationships, it requires multiple attempts. And you know what? That is perfectly normal. Just trust the process. Section 6. Mental benefits of release. So what's the so what of all this? Well, the psychological payoff is immense. By releasing these limiting beliefs and attachments, you're leading yourself directly to a healthier, much more stable mindset. Practitioners report an almost immediate sense of emotional relief and lightness. When your mind isn't burdened by that invisible pull, you gain improved mental clarity and way better sleep patterns. You're going to notice reduced anxiety and a lot less emotional reactivity when that person or situation pops into your head. Ultimately, this practice leads to enhanced boundaries and incredible emotional stability. You literally regain your sovereignty. We've covered the what, the how, and the why of this incredible practice, bridging the mystical and the psychological. So I want to leave you with one final empowering question to think about. What cord are you ready to cut today? You have the tools, you have the structure, and you absolutely have the power to reclaim your energy. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you step forward into your life feeling unburdened, free, and completely whole.